Are you ready? You're watching the news!
Wake up, Grandma! It's the news!
This is the news! Small boy keeps on wanking at me. Train stop. I get on the train stop and he's just at it. This is the news! Small lady is upset. Maybe if she was taller, she wouldn't be so sad. Maybe if we could give her some stilts. And that's what some teenagers in Hartford did. They bought her some stilts. Now she's not as sad. She was sad without the stilts, being small. Gave her the stilts, thought she'd get better. Turns out she wasn't actually sad because of being small. She had a terminal illness, to be completely honest with you, and she was, well, like we all are, kind of scared of death. She was scared of death, and, you know, she never got married, so she felt fearful of dying alone, as a lot of us do, and the stilts just reminded her of her height that was, you know, not really going towards how sad she was, up until she was reminded of how small she was, and then she was like, oh, now everyone thinks I'm a small lady. I thought I was just a regular sized lady. Now I've got stilts, don't even have anywhere to put them because I live in a home. I'd say my kids put me in the home, but I never had any kids, so I didn't even have the fulfillment of having shitty kids who put me in a home. So, you know, now I've got stilts. Who's even got the stilts? Who even said I need the stilts? And she's not really together. Like, she doesn't know what stilts are anymore. She just thinks they're big sticks. She just thinks they're big chopsticks, and she's slightly racist. She's quite old, so, you know, old people generally are. But, you know, she's like, oh, I'm not one of them Chinese. She's like, oh, do I look like I got big hands? And now she's worrying about her big hands, and it's like, can we just give the old lady a break? This is the the weather. What's the weather like, Don?
Hello. This is the weather. As you can see right now, it's not raining, so that's good. Yes, so nothing to worry about. No rain. It might rain in the future, but it is also quite cold, so it might snow also. But that's only in this area. The weather might be different where you are. I learned that today. The weather is different in different parts of the world. Thank you. Back to you in the studio.
This is the news! The Manson Ripper down in Manson Town he's written a letter in, and he's basically said he's really lonely, and he knows he keeps on grooming, you know, disadvantaged people, and he's just really lonely, and he's just like, he's really bad at doing any of it, and he's like, can someone just, you know, can I just have someone's kids? Could we just all get together, maybe even just one child for me to groom, because I don't want to die alone having never groomed anything. And so the city of the Manson City Road has come together, and they've given him a cat, and he was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. And so he's not in the business of, you know, molestation anymore. He's more in the business of, you know, he's got a cat, so he's not as lonely anymore. And he's like, well, I wasn't even really into kids. I just thought, I tried getting a grown-up to marry me, and no one would, so I thought, you know, a kid. But cats are pretty good. Cats are and it's just a cat really. So it's like no one's like, oh no, no my son. I love my son or my daughter. I don't want them to be groomed by the Manson Road groomer, and so yeah, it just worked out in the end. It just worked out. It was all fucked kind of, and now it's all it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right, you know. It's just gonna be all right. I think we should just stop worrying. Stop worrying and spreading so much worry, because it's just gonna be all right.
That was the news. Put your nan back to sleep if you want. Oh, fly out to Switzerland, it'll be easier.